hadn't called my sister April in 3 months. She'd left several messages that I hadn't returned. Since her accident, it was hard to talk to her. She was getting better, but it was still a struggle. The accident wasn't really an accident. She'd overdosed yet again, but this time had been the worst. Her boyfriend had found her unresponsive, with green froth foaming from her lips. The ambulance came. Her blood oxygen level registered 45%. That's the lowest our machine goes, the EMT had said. The ICU nurses had warned us that brain damage was probable, but we paid no heed. April would come out of it because she was a survivor. Then she mistook the remote control for the phone. Then she couldn't dress herself. It was downhill from there. After weeks in the hospital, my mother finally took April into her own custody. Our mother hadn't been able to locate a suitable institution. When I first called, April had been almost totally unresponsive. "Hello, who is it?" I said when my mother gave April the phone. I said it in the funny accent like the French castle guard in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That's how we'd always said hello. There was no reply. Then I asked, "April, can you hear me?" "Yes." And that was pretty much how the rest had gone. Only one-word replies to direct questions, nothing more. But slowly, after months, April started to change. She could hold short conversations. I remember the first time we laughed together. I said, "Hey, you laughed." "Yes, but I'm not as funny as I used to be," she said. "Well, you were still funny, but not like before," she said. That was now months ago. What she'd said had been true. She just wasn't as funny anymore, and it was hard to talk to her. I knew I'd pushed my delay to return her call as long as I possibly could, and I finally called back. No one picked up, and I left a message. The next day, I prepared a package for her. The most recent journal I had edited, a letter announcing an award I had won at school, a printout of my most recent grades. I wanted her to be proud of me, if that was possible. The next week, my mother called. Casey, my second husband, looked at the caller ID. "It's your mom." My mother never called me, unless there was a tragedy to share. "Oh God, somebody is probably dead," I told Casey. "I hope it's my dad and not my sister." But the call was about my sister. She'd had another overdose on the day I had left my message. She'd been in the ICU the last week, and her mother had been at her side ever since, unable to call me back, or whatever. "I don't even know where she got the drugs," my mother cried. I had to contact my older brother Dane, since my mom didn't talk to him either, not even for tragedies. He was in Japan. I emailed him to call me as soon as possible. I said it was an emergency. "Do you know what time it is here?" he asked, irritated when he called. "It's 3 a.m. What's the big emergency?" "It's April. She's in the ICU. She tried to commit suicide again. Pretty serious this time. She left a note." Dane sighed. "You know, she had so much potential when she was younger, but she just failed at everything. I mean, she even failed at killing herself." April started healing. Mother called and said she was doing better. She even had a little jello. So it was quite a shock when she died suddenly a few days later. It was quite a shock for everyone but me.